more monster truck action a little later on Tuff Trax. Right now, we pick up the first point pull of the year for the super modified tractors on the TNT All-American Pulling Series at the Augusta Expoland in Fishersville, Virginia. And first to hook is Freddie Freeman, Fast Freddie out of Wadesville, Indiana, and the mean mistreated.
Well, Fast Freddie relies on the awesome horsepower generated by the Chevrolet engines. You notice the right hand will go on the throttle. That's a throttle right in front of the screen. A lot of people don't realize they use hand throttles on these tractors. Freeman is the first to come out. Remember, the track is what they call greasy. That means it's slippery on top, but these tires that they have on these vehicles are cut down about an inch and a half, and they should get a bite. All right, already you can tell these tractor guys are going to get this thing figured out.
Fred Freeman taking it out in mean mistreater. It's a good-looking pull, not a full pull, but a good-looking pull nonetheless. 285 and 6 inches.
We may get a full pull before this thing's over. These guys will get this track figured out. I guarantee you before the day's over, somebody's going to bang it out the back door.
Well, if somebody's going to bang it out, you'd think this has got to be the favorite to do so. The defending national champion, Tim Engler, and Mission Impossible.
You know, I've seen freight trains that don't have this much horsepower, Scott.
Engler's out of Princeton, Indiana, and, you know, he is responsible, Army, and maybe you could talk about it a little bit, about a lot of the tractors that we see out here. He's got a hand in a bunch of them.
Yeah, the Engler chassis is the premier chassis in the sport, but, you know, that's in the pulley sport. He also has a chassis shop. He does sprint car chassis. He does two-wheel drive pulling chassis. So Engler is an innovator in this class. He went over to the Chevrolet engine. He made a major change over to Chevrolet, and oh, my goodness, look at this. Engler keeps the nose down in the dirt and bangs it right out of here.
A full pull for Tim Engler and Mission Impossible.
Kept the front end on the track. Now, everybody else will do exactly what he did. Engler literally out-thought the track.
Boy, he had a good run there. And I'll tell you what, let's go over to Tim himself and find out if the muddy track's a problem for him.
Well, it is a problem. If you noticed right there at the end, why we was backing out of the throttle to try to make sure the tires would stay hooked up and get on out the end. So I don't know. It's a question. It is still very slick. We kind of took a gamble starting all the motors. We were just about to leave one shut off. So right now we feel real good, but I think you'll see some more out there.
One who could easily join him comes up next. The John Powell Special has been having a great year in non-points events. Now it's time to make it count with the points and the big bucks on the line.
One of the big differences in Powell's vehicle. The frame was built by Tim Engler, but he relies on the Chrysler hemispherical engine to make the horsepower, and oh, what horsepower. Look at this. He's going after Engler. He's out of here. That's two that's already figured it out, Scott.
I think he's really going to take it in further on down the road. John Powell with a powerful pull. Watching it again. Here he comes, Army.
You know, a lot of people think you just hook onto the sled and pull straight. Look at this. He is working up on that rascal. Good camera shot. I'm getting out of here when that happens.
I guarantee it. John Powell and Powell Pulling has forced a pull-off with Tim Engler's Mission Impossible. Another guy with that type of capability is right here, Mike Piper, and just add dirt.
Engler's out of here with the Chevrolet for horsepower. Powell comes and bangs it out the back door with the Chrysler. Look what's coming out now. The hybrid Arias engine. These engines are made for one thing, make horsepower, and Piper does not hesitate a minute. He goes straight for the throat. He's trying to get out the back door too, and he does it.
Put 3 into the pull-off as all of a sudden it looks easy. Mike Piper taking just add dirt right out the door.
Piper goes for the throttle real quick, powers the front end up. Now, like I say, this track is greasy, it's slippery, and these guys have already got it figured out.
Well, if they've got it figured out, maybe this next fellow will too, because he's one of the best there is. Ohio Gold is John Heilman from Rockford, Ohio.
Heilman, really strong in the sport. He drives a two-wheel drive competition plus a modified tractor. Has won national championships before. Follows the circuit with his wife and 2 sons. They're the crew chief. He's got his work cut out for him. He's doing what he has to do. The front end links on him a little bit. Now it settles back down. Heilman with the Chevrolet horsepower. Oh, he's there too.
He is gone. So when we go to the pull-off, we're going to look at 4 big, bad, super modified tractors here at Fishersville, Virginia. It's going to be a super pull-off, Army.
It'll definitely be a super pull-off. But what amazes me is they're still turning these wheels over 150 miles an hour on this slippery track.
A little bit later, 4 go to the pull-off. It ought to be a dandy to see who comes out on top in the first points pull for the summer of 1990 on the TNT All-American Pulling Series. Well, when we come back, we're going back to the monster truck action in Bowling Green, Ohio, and it's going to be time to watch the quarterfinal round of competition. And we have 8 of the best in the world ready to hook up and go at it. Here's the way they're going to match up when we return to the Wood County Fairgrounds. Our first quarterfinal matchup is one that is really going to have the rivalries going. Fans on each side of the camp are going to get up and scream. You're either for the Carolina Crusher Chevrolet or you're for the King Kong Ford. That's going to be our first matchup of the quarterfinal round. Then we'll see another Ford coming out into action. John Moore's No Problem takes on the Auto Value King Crunch GMC. Bigfoot did get in as the fast loser. He takes on Gravedigger. You talk about a marquee showdown. There it is. And then Buffalo Tremor comes out to go up against the Equalizer. Dennis Anderson's Gravedigger as a warning for Bigfoot.
When we come back, Bigfoot's going down. Stay tuned.